Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny isn't set to be released for over a month now, but it's already looking like the nightmare that so many fans were worried it would be. It was stuck in production hell, just like so many things are at Lucasfilm for quite some time. But finally, when they got everything together, the writer, the director, and of course Harrison Ford completely on board, fans didn't really want it because, quite frankly, they were worried it would be a disaster, something far worse than they could have possibly imagined from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because Disney Lucasfilm doesn't exactly have a great track record when it comes to these legendary characters and these incredible IPs. We watched them destroy Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and nearly everyone else associated with Star Wars, and now they're about to do the same thing to Indiana Jones. And as people hear more and more about this, the less they like. We saw how the release at the Cannes Film Festival backfired on Disney Lucasfilm. They thought that they were going to go in there, that the critics were going to love it. They'd open up the review embargo over a month early, and everybody would just love it and praise it. That didn't happen. Disney's Indiana Jones 5 release strategy backfired on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, the critics very split over this movie, and the biggest problem is that the critics are saying the very same thing that so many people are worried about. Wow, Indiana Jones is just basically an old piece of shit now, and he's being led around by this woke female character, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Even the critics are complaining about how much of a know-it-all she is, complaining about how she basically takes the lead, and how Indiana Jones just feels so sad and tired and old, and that no fans actually want to see their characters like this. These reviews are confirming fans' worst fears, what they were worried would happen to Indiana Jones. And when you hear Harrison Ford come out and say things like this, it certainly doesn't help. Harrison Ford admits Indiana Jones is, quote, not so strong, not so brave, and not so attentive in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Actor Harrison Ford, who plays Indiana Jones, the upcoming Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, said the things we just said. As reported by YouTuber Price of Reason, Ford, alongside his co-star Phoebe Waller-Bridge, spoke with Fandango, where they provided a ton of information about their characters and the film. At one point in the interview, Ford is asked what Indiana Jones has been up to, with the interviewer positing he'd been spending most of his days in the classroom rather than out in the world adventuring. Quote, I think he's been teaching for however many years. He's a bit dispirited with teaching. His students are not keen with archaeology necessarily, and they're kind of loafing through his classes, and I suppose he is as well. And now he's being forced to retire. And here's the real kick. He has no ambitions, no future, no nothing. Indiana Jones is just a sad old man.
And he has no real future in mind for himself.
Wow. Very unlike we've seen him before. This must add a layer for you that you found delicious to play as an actor.
I thought it would be really interesting to see him at the end of his career, older, not necessarily wiser, but still capable of a last hurrah.
Older, not necessarily wiser, doesn't see a future, is just going through the motions of life. That's basically the message they're trying to send from this trailer in the beginning. Like waking up drunk, divorce papers. Oh yeah, by the way, found that out. His marriage is a wreck. Like, they set up, as much as a lot of people don't like Crystal Skull, at least it had a happy ending. At least it had a happy ending for Indiana Jones and a family and things like that. That's immediately erased with this new movie. And just hear the way he talks about it right here as well.
Who he is. But now we're taking him into the twilight of his life and his career. We're seeing him not so strong, not so brave, not so attentive, but about to go on a grand adventure with a very fascinating set of compatriots and adversaries.
Not so brave, not so strong, not so attentive. Now, I'll give you the not so strong. The guy's old. You can't expect a 80-year-old Harrison Ford and an 80-year-old Indiana Jones to be as strong, right? At least not physically, not being able to do the same things. That's completely understandable. But not so brave? Not so attentive? This is Indiana Jones we're talking about. This is one of the reasons, one of so many reasons why people were worried about this movie. And based on what the reviews are already stating about a sad old man Indiana Jones being led around by Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, who's incredibly unfunny and cringe, This is exactly what people were worried about. We've seen Lucasfilm do this before when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, look at what they did to the character of Luke Skywalker, and hell, even the character of Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford. And they're doing the same exact things. They have not learned their lesson. They're doing the same things with Indiana Jones 5. Things continue to get worse. It's funny to watch it blow up in their face. The only reason they brought this to the Cannes Film Festival and, basically made no review embargo for it is because they thought people would like it. But instead, it's been getting kind of roasted by the very same people they thought that they would be impressing. Things get worse for a sad, old, not so strong, not so brave, not so attentive Indiana Jones. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.